and welcome to another Lawn Fawn video. Today we are introducing the Cloudy Hillside Pop-Up Add-On, and I love this add-on for the stitched hillside pop-up because you can make it look like clouds or other things like bubbles. So there's the original stitched hillside pop-up and then the cloudy add-on, and then these are all of the add-ons we have available. So we have the grassy, the flower, the little town, and the ocean, and then now the cloudy. So I love that you can change this pop-up add-on into so many cool different things. Now it's time to create a card with this new add-on. So I'm creating a standard size card base that's 5.5 by 4.25, and then I'm going to cut down some really rainbow paper for this card. So I'm going to be using the front and the back of this 12 by 12 paper, and I love this because it looks like crayon stripes and it kind of reminds me of the 80s and it just makes me smile. So I'm trimming them down to 5.5 by 4.25, and we're going to use the colorful side for one of them, and then we're going to use the red side for the inside. So we're going to cut down all of these pieces so that we can decorate the outside and the inside of the card before we add our pop-up add-on in. I just love that surprise of red when you open up the card. So the next thing we're going to do is start working on the actual hillside pop-up. So I've die cut it from some white cardstock and we're going to go about folding it. So first we're going to fold along that long horizontal score line that the die created for us. So I'm going to crease that really well. Then I'm going to fold along those little tabs there. Now there's one right at the base and then there's a little tab at the end of those pieces. So you'll see we'll have kind of two folds in those, and then we're going to push that smaller hill back and behind the front hill, folding those score lines as well. Next, we're going to add some adhesive to the base of this piece, which is that piece that we folded along that long horizontal line right at the beginning. Then we're going to insert that piece to the center of the card, and I'm going to kind of just butt that piece up right into the center and then push down so that that's adhered really well. Then I'm going to take all of my pieces and I'm going to push them in and flat. So that one's going to go in, and then my little tab's going to go in and flat, and then my tab on the left is going to go in and flat. Then I'm going to add a little adhesive right on the ends of those little tab pieces. So I've got them on both pieces. Now I can fold my card shut and then push down really well to pick up the adhesive that we added to those tabs. Then when we open the card, voila, we have these two cute little pop-up dimensional hills. Now we're adding the Cloudy Hillside Pop-Up Add-on to it. So I am putting that large cloud right on the front and then the smaller cloud in the back. And this is almost like paper dolls. We're kind of adding some clothes to those hills and turning them into clouds. So it's really, really fun, and I love how that back one just fits on that notch just perfectly. So now I'm going to start working with some different stamped images. Here I have a banner from Bannertastic and then a sentiment from Rub-A-Dub-Dub that I'm going to stamp in some merman ink, and it says, "I'm a lucky duck." I've stamped out some of the bathtub bubbles from the Rub-A-Dub-Dub stamp set, and what I'm going to do is add some adhesive to the back of this banner and then layer those bubbles behind the banner so it looks like the bubbles are coming out from them, which I think looks so cool. And here I am recreating a card by Jen that was just so much fun that I asked her if I could do it for the video, so thank you so much, Jen. I'm adding an extra little bubble there just for kind of a cute look. And then I'm going to put a little more adhesive on the back of this whole thing. And then I'm going to add my mama duck from the stamp set to that as well. Then I'm going to layer some foam adhesive on the whole thing, and then we can add this to the card front. And we're keeping this card front relatively simple since we've got the big wow pop-up surprise on the inside. So then the last thing I'm going to do is just add some cute little bubbles there with some foam dots too, just to finish it off. And then of course I'm going to use my Wink of Stella pen to add just a little bit of glitter and shine to those bubbles. Next, I'm going to be working with more pieces from the Rub-A-Dub-Dub set. So now I've got the bathtub, and I'm going to add some bubbles into that bathtub as well. So we've kind of got the bubbles on the outside that are kind of going to let us know what's on the inside. So I've added some more adhesive to the back of those bubbles, and now I'm going to layer another one of those cute little ducks in there. That one just makes me smile. He's so adorable. And a little bathtub sailboat there in there too. And then I'm going to take one more of those bubbles and kind of double layer it. So I just think it's a really cool look there with the double bubbles. It just really looks really fun. And so now that I've got that guy all done, I can start adding him to the inside of my card. So once again, a little more tape runner, and then I'm going to layer that onto the front clouds. Now in this case, we're pretending that these clouds are bubbles. So I love that you can kind of use your imagination and make these add-ons work for what you were thinking. So I love the idea that the clouds are bubbles. So there I'm putting some more little bubbles there, since obviously this bathtub has just got bubbles everywhere. And then now I'm going to be using my Scripty Friends die cut, and I'm going to die cut it from some sunflower cardstock. In this case, I just wanted it to say friend, so I'm just going to cut that S off there and then just kind of round the edges there of the end of that D, and I'm going to be able to make that kind of plural die work in singular, which is really cool. Next, I'm going to be using the phrase from the stamp set that says, to have you as my. And in the stamp set, it has friend and mom and dad. But in this case, we're kind of supplementing the friend from the stamp with a die cut, which I think is a really fun look to mix stamping and die cutting. I'm using a sentiment banner to die cut that little phrase there. And then we can start layering these pieces on. So I'm going to add a little adhesive to that banner, and then I'm going to use my friend's die cut to kind of help me decide how high up I should have that little banner there. So you'll see I'm going to kind of lay that friend on there, see how big it is, and lay that on. And then I'll just trim off any excess of that banner. Then I'll add some adhesive to my friend die cut and then layer that. And I like that the friend is kind of overlapping the banner a little bit. I feel like it kind of connects it all together. And then I'll add the little dot to my eye, and then this card is done. And it was actually a really quick and easy card that packs a really big punch because of the cool pop-up element on the inside. And I love how fun and dimensional those clouds or bubbles are, and this card just makes me smile, and it was so much fun to make. I can't wait to send this one out. So next up, we have some really awesome cards by the design team. And the design team used the pop-up add-on for the pop-up add-on, but they also used the Cloudy Hillside Pop-Up Add-on on just cards. So this is an example by Elise where she used the add-on to be clouds on her card front, which I think is so cool. And then Lynette had the same idea using the plane, which is so much fun. Audrey also used these clouds on the front of her cute Beam Me Up card. And then Yanea had the idea to make a fun alien beam me up card, but in this case, she used the Cloudy Hillside Pop-Up Add-on as the add-on to the Hillside Pop-Up. So you'll see there that now we've got these cute little clouds and the little planet all the aliens are on. Here we have a gorgeous card by Shari. I love how she colored that quilted backdrop. And then when you get on the inside, she cut the clouds from pastel colors to make it look like this fun, magical kind of fairy unicorn land. Here we have a gorgeous card by Elena where she used the clouds on the top and the bottom of a card front. So I love that these can be for pop-up cards, but they can also just be for standard cards too. And then I love this card by Nicole. It's so much fun. And then when you see those little aliens pop up on the inside, it just makes me smile. And then this card here by Audrey is just gorgeous with the plane and the clouds. I just love it so much. So I cannot wait to see what you guys do with the Cloudy Hillside Pop-Up Add-on, so make sure to share it with us. Thank you so much for watching today, and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!